Well, my name's Scott Higinbotham, and I'm from Overdrive Education. And Overdrive Education is a company that provides digital content to schools and districts worldwide. A lot of folks know us from the public library realm, where we are in basically 99% of public libraries. So if you go there and you download an ebook or read an ebook or video, audiobooks, that type of thing, you're going to be getting it from Overdrive most likely. We had a lot of interest from schools and districts in terms of getting platforms for themselves, because the public library they do things a different way.
Sure.
And funding and the way the K-12 works is entirely unique. So we came up with Overdrive Education, and Overdrive Education is basically a division of Overdrive, where we can go out and focus on schools and districts and provide them focused content that they need. So they don't have to pay for anything extra or anything like that. So they're getting focused things, because a lot of folks will say that, why don't we just use the public library? And that's fine, you can use that. But when you're in the public library, they may have one or two copies of many different titles, where you might need at the school 15 copies of one title or 20 copies of another title, that type of thing. So you only pay for the content that you have. I'm based out of the Southeast. I manage 7 states. And but again, we're worldwide, and I live in Florida.
Nice.
It's But anyway, that's pretty much it on Overdrive Education. So
cool. So go ahead. You first. No,
let's talk some specifics about Overdrive. So you're saying it's targeted content. Give us some examples. What are some things that Overdrive specifically supplies to a district? If I were in a district and I was looking for something to help with my content, and you came to me and said,
and that's an excellent question.
What do you have?
To go on a little further, we manage and we offer about probably many thousands of publishers, 5,000-6,000 publishers, millions of titles. So when you say content, what type of content that we have? When I would go into a district or a school, we would do basically a needs analysis to see if they would need textbooks, professional development materials, novel sets, library books, video streaming. So all of that content can be digitized and can be available through one easy platform. So folks that use us in the public library are very familiar with it. So one username, one password, they can log in and access all the content that they have purchased that's focused for their district or school. So.
That's exactly one of the big things that most schools are looking for is one centralized place.
And
divide that project.
And single sign-on, right?
Exactly. So what's hot right now in the schools for you guys? What's catching on?
Novel sets. I mean, we're getting a lot of that in audiobooks. We're getting a lot of requests for that. Because what I do, making the transition into digital, a lot of folks are nervous about that, because it's sticking your toe in the water. Where do you go? What do you do? That type of thing. So a lot of districts will start with one or two places. So, I mentioned earlier, textbooks, professional development, all that stuff. A lot of districts won't go in all the way for everything. So they'll stick their toe in the water, let's say, and start off with, again, audiobooks or novel sets, those type of things. And then eventually they'll move into maybe adding some professional development, maybe do some things with textbooks, that type of thing. But the hot stuff right now, I think, is in like the ELA and novel sets and helping out schools like that. We work with a lot of districts in terms of doing shared collections, because obviously funding's tight in K-12.
Right.
So you can pool your resources. Like in today, for the conference we're at here today, many districts can get together or many schools can get together, and then you can get the costs down in terms of being able to share the content. So they could have one shared platform that has content, let's say, that covers everybody. We could say, let's say a secondary platform with high school and middle school content. Then they can have an elementary one, because we only keep those separate because of interest levels, of course.
Sure.
But and that content can be shared from the county level, but they can each, on top of that, have little sub-accounts individually for their school that's even more focused directly. Let's say they're a Title I school or a magnet school, that type of thing, and those titles have to stay at that school for auditing purposes, whatever purposes, that type of thing, so they can add on to it. So there's a lot of different flexible ways that they can set it up.
And the advantage along that same line of thinking of you guys being at this particular conference, because it's regional education service agencies, and that's where I work at an education service center in Arkansas. Yeah. So if we talk to our schools and said, hey, or we brought you in to talk, really, but we could say, hey, you guys don't have to do your own separate thing. Why don't we pool together, and that way, we can get with Overdrive, and Overdrive could create whatever the system is that needs to be in place and say, okay, this district, we all have access to this pool of resources, but if District A needs these extra resources or whatever, we say, okay, we can, then that can be assigned to you or worked out to where you guys have access to that, but everybody else who's in the pool gets, all the stuff that's in there.
Yeah, we'll do like a general shared collection,
Right,
and then
exactly.
you can, just kind of add to that specifically for.
Cost down.
You got it. Yeah.
Everybody's, since we're all kind of coming into this pot and sharing those resources.
And that's correct. And in the southeast where I am, and especially in Florida, there's big districts because counties are districts down there. But as I get into the Carolinas and Tennessee and South Carolina and even Georgia, there's a lot of small districts and so forth, and along the rest of the country as well, where you've got 2, 3, 4 schools, maybe 2 schools, that type of thing, and it's really expensive for them to get involved. And when you start doing that, and you get in, you can get the costs down a lot. And you only pay for the price of the content. So folks that have looked at Overdrive before for their schools need to revisit it, because there were some schools that were using Overdrive 5, 6, 7 years ago. They wanted it so bad they kind of piggybacked the public library system. So in terms of like pricing and all that kind of stuff, so we had so much interest again from schools wanting to go with it. We started the Overdrive education again, and so we've made pricing more competitive in terms of no usage fees, no hosting fees. Any money that they put down is going to go all towards their content and their needs.
That's cool. That's awesome.
It works well.
So all web-based?
Yes.
Is there an app? So you guys have the whole thing for iOS, Android, the whole?
You got it. Yeah, and just to back up a little bit, the publishers pretty much set the pricing, and they set the delivery of the content. So the pricing between the different vendors are going to be pretty darn close. There's going to be 3 different types of content that you can get. Basically, one is a one copy, one user title. You own that for life. They run maybe $15 a book, let's say The Giver or something like that. One person at a time can check that book out, okay? The next title would be an unlimited title where students all across the district could download and read the title. So you buy just one title. They're going to be a little more expensive, and there's really no rhyme or reason because the publishers set the pricing. So one title could be $70, another $150. Right. But you don't have to buy one copy for that district. You do have to rebuy those every year. And the third type of content that's popular in the secondaries that the publishers let us use is like a rental model where you can rent titles for $6 or 6 months, 7 months, or 7 months, 12 months, even checkouts like a 26 checkout. And those titles are very, very cost effective. I mean, they're about $5, $6 sometimes. So if you are doing summer reading, they could come in and get a title and only pay for that portion that they need. Now, onto your question about the delivery. There's 3 different ways basically to get the content. When you come on board with Overdrive, we're going to set you up with a custom website. So it would be www.overdrive.com/your school or your district or whatever, that type of thing. It'll be customized for you in terms of filters, colors, all kinds of things. And there's an app that goes along with the website. So the app doesn't have as many frills as the website does. So a lot of times folks just go directly through the website, but the app's there to use. And the third way that a lot of schools and districts like to access content would be through like a library management system. So, and that's an easy thing to do. So if the students are looking up alligators, let's say, I'm from Florida, so I use alligators as my example all the time. They see a print book, and then boom, there's an Overdrive ebook. They click on it, it would automatically open up in the Overdrive environment where they don't have to log in again. So it's very convenient for them. So they can get statistics through their library management system. I know librarians are very concerned about that. Right. So that's the three basic ways.
So, from the, I guess the back end side of things, or I guess that's the word I'm going to use. A district, or I don't know. I'm trying to think of I don't know the person who would want this. I mean,
several.
I do. No, not this. Wait, I'm sorry. My brain is not thinking. Let me say what I'm talking about.
Don't worry.
Yeah. No. A lot of people want your product. That's not where. Yeah. No, a lot. I could see where a lot of folks would want Overdrive. What I was saying was, on the back end of that, in terms of data and getting the data out, are the people who would need it. And this is where I was thinking out loud, and I apologize for misspeaking about earlier. As far as the data on the back side, and if a district, somebody at the district wants to see a report of which, especially like in the checkout scenario, which books were checked out, and how long were they checked out, how many copies were checked out, that type of thing. Is that the type of data that can be pulled out?
Of course, yeah. Let's face it, in today's world, you have to have data. You have to find out where this funding's, where's the funding going to, where's the numbers, and then again, where's the achievement. If we have the students reading, hopefully that's going to drive test scores and achievement and all that. We all know that. So yes, we can provide all those type of circulation statistics and numbers for you, you have somebody there to help you the whole way. When you come on board, we actually assign you a content expert that'll be there to help you purchase content. So there could be maybe a sale or a discount going on with a publisher at a certain time. We'll let our customers know about that. So if they were looking to buy maybe 500 copies of The Giver or something like that, now's the time to pull the trigger. Yeah. We have holiday sales, all that stuff. And that person's there to help you with all these things, the technical issues as well as the content purchasing, as much or as little as you need. Some people like to do their own thing, And earlier, going on more of the tech type thing, of course, the tech guys get the numbers to produce for the curriculum people, right? Yeah. And because they want to digest the numbers. But in terms of the tech setup, it's very simple as well. So we come in and we can connect with many different systems, learning management systems, everything, and make the setup real easy to get the patrons imported and everything. So the tech guys love us because it all works. Yeah. Let's face it. For ebooks and we know this to be true. Digital is all Overdrive does, and we're very successful at it. To make it work, there has to be two things. The system has to work first of all. Because if it doesn't, they're going to get frustrated and they're not going to go back. They're going to go to Google or something, right? And the other thing is to have enough of the appropriate content. So if you have one or two titles of something, they're going to not find what they want and never come back again. So with those, when you're looking at different options in terms of how you're going to implement your digital strategy at your school, district, whatever, you need to consider those two things. And Overdrive shines in those two areas. You can look at the reviews, try us out in the public library market. We all pay taxes for our public library, so you can go ahead and do that.
But until the onboarding process, ETA time limit. So, I say, hey, it's summertime. Great time to always onboard something, right?
Yeah. Well, trying to track people down, they're out on the beach.
Right. Yeah, but once the content specialist is there and the tech guys are working with it, what's the timeline that school look with they would be up and running?
We can turn it around pretty quick, but I'd say give yourself about 3 or 4 weeks, and that process is us getting together to form some type of agreement of where you want to go, what content you're looking, how much it's going to cost you, that kind of thing. We do that needs analysis. Once we have the agreement set, then what we will do is we'll set up your website. Somebody will be in touch with you, and then you have to choose your content. So a lot of that process is going to be on the customer. Yeah, some of them will have lists already made. They're the kid in the candy store, they're ready to go, and you just let us know. And you don't have to spend all your money out of the gate. So a lot of schools are traditionally used to cutting a PO, buying a book, cutting a PO, buying 1,000 books. You cut one PO with Overdrive, and you get a credit for what we assess the amount of money that you'll need. And you can 6 months down the road buy something. You could buy a little bit out of the gate, maybe, and people like to wait for the award winners and things like that. So it's great for media specialists and librarians that have deadlines that they have to spend their money early in the year. But they have titles they want to get in the spring, and they don't have any money then unless they tap into some like PTA funding, or maybe the principal gives them some title money or something along those lines.
So even during the school year, there's no onboarding is easy. 3 weeks. You're still inside a 9-week or 6-week session, and you're up and running.
It's easy. Like I said, we do the patron import export with you guys, and there's a bunch of different systems we connect to, and the website will be set up, and it's pretty much just picking content then. So
and that's a key term right there. How easy our patrons get in, how easy it rolls over.
Well, and that's a key point too. It's something else because a lot of it is on. You need to train your people too. Because ebooks are out in the cloud. They're not tangible items like a print book. People can't see them, so you have to promote them. And depending on, some districts are really good at promoting them, some aren't. That type of thing. So you have to tell folks where they are, how do they find them, and find some champions within your school or district. You're always going to get that teacher that likes to do it. They're a fan of ebooks and all that kind of stuff. They can put them up on the smart board or Promethean board or whatever board they have, that type of thing, right? So all the technology changing, right? So, but once you get the ball rolling, then it really really takes off. I have some districts that are going full force. I have some schools that are going very large with it. They have print's not dying any day soon. I think print fiction, that'll be around for a while. But let's face it, it's the digital movement's here. You either get on the train or get hit by it, and you need to pick the right person to go with. So,
content is king.
Yeah.
That's it. Having the right, correct content. That's exactly
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
No, I think it's awesome. I really do. I think it's a fantastic service that you guys are providing as a way to, you're right, print's not dead, but by the same token, we're definitely, it's going in the direction of e-reading.
And the kids are asking.
And the kids are
younger
wanting it.
generations. The
That's
kids in
right.
kindergarten and that, as they grow up, they're not going to be looking for print, and they're looking for 24/7 access to their content anytime. We see numbers going up at Christmas time and summertime, and this is great news because if the kids are reading and they're doing this, let's face it, it's driving student achievement. That's where it's all about. Right. We're dedicated to making it 2 clicks to access titles. So find that alligator book, read that alligator book. That's it. So we don't have to worry about any kind of messing around with the website or technology issues or anything like that. Make it easy.
Well, and what's nice about it, and I know this may sound ridiculous, but we're older, so this is the mindset that I have. I don't have to worry about my kid losing the freaking book and then me paying $80 for a $29.95 book. You know what I'm saying?
That's a huge point because my background, I've had some print sales experience and things in digital. I've done a lot of things in my career with libraries and schools. And those, at the end of the year, those fines and so forth, that's a huge thing with districts. So let's face it, ebooks, they're dog-eating proof, hurricane proof, fire proof, theft proof, I lost it proof, whatever proof. Then you have control over that. On that subject, you can set the limit. So in the technology of the system, the teacher, media specialist, whomever, they can say, all right, you have that book for two weeks. Or we're pulling it back in, and it's ready for the next patron, that kind of thing. You can also push content out. So let's say Mrs. Jones and the English teacher wants to have 30 students read The Giver. You can actually push that content out to those 30 students for that period of time that you want. So when they go log in, the title's there and they know they have it. And then when their period's over, it goes to another teacher that may be doing it next. And so you can roll the content and effectively get it in the hands of the students.
That is awesome.
There's that beautiful part. I'm on vacation. I forgot my book. It's at the house. I'm 1,500 miles away. No, not a problem anymore. What medium? Hey, Mom, let me borrow your phone. I need to get this taken care of.
It's device agnostic, as we call it. Anything has a browser. We challenge anybody to make it not work. And like I said, you go to the public library. I haven't seen it happen. If you guys can jam up the system or do something, let us know. I haven't seen it, and that's key. That somebody can get online and you can download it. Obviously, sometimes folks don't have internet reception, so you can download it and read it for a future time or something like that. But that username and password gets you right in there. It remembers your notes and your bookmarks and all those kind of things, where you were and this and that from one device picking up to the next device, that kind of thing. So, yeah, that's awesome. You guys are awesome.
What we do at the end is we'd like to give you elevator pitch time. You got 45 seconds. Give us Overdrive.
Overdrive Education is the leading provider of digital content to schools and districts worldwide. We make it easy for schools and districts to transition into the digital realm. Where they're nervous about doing things, we want to make things cost-effective, focused, help partner with the schools and districts in terms of helping them drive student achievement by having those resources that are easily available for their students and teachers. So
that's phenomenal. Scott, thank you very much for spending time. Sorry you got a late start.
No, that's okay, guys.
I hope we didn't keep you too long.
But it's okay.
This was fantastic.
Yeah.
And I'm very glad to learn about Overdrive. And do you do the voice work for them? Because you should.
I don't, and folks have said that. So if anybody out there hears me, it's
seriously,
yeah,
you've got a killer voice.
Anyway, well, thanks, guys. But I enjoy what I do. I enjoy people, and I've been doing this. I've been in sales a long time and working in K-12 and all that. And again, I'm based out of Florida, but I enjoy talking. You guys do too. You gotta love people, and if you have something that works and is correct, and then it's easy.
That's what makes our job easy. Is if we know it works, and we've been in this business a long time. Between the two of us, probably 50 years. But so we get to talk to folks, and we're both.
No, remember that's between the two of us.
Yeah, between.
I was going to say 50 years. Wow, really? You guys exercise a lot.
We look good for 99.
I was going to say, wow. But you feel it when that good partnership's there, where you can, both sides are winning and helping each other, and that's really what it's about. And that's it. So I appreciate you guys' time. Thank you for having me here today.
Absolutely. So
David has something for you.
I do, but before that, real quick, and I apologize if I missed this while I was working on some other stuff, but social media, where can people hit you up? Twitter?
Well, overdrive.com, you can go on there and you can find links and so forth.
Awesome.
My email is shiginbotham@overdrive.com, which is SHIGINBOTHAM at overdrive. One G, that's key. Everybody misses the G.
That's right.
So I wish I had Smith or something like that. So folks, and so if anybody needs anything, please let me know. And you can go on the website and find links. You can look up Overdrive on Facebook, of course, Twitter, the whole 9 yards.
Awesome.
We're a technology company, and we're out there. So
cool.
So
well,
thanks again, guys. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much. And you get a parting gift. Wear it with pride.
Oh, the picture of two young guys on it too. So
there you go. That's right.
All right, guys.
Man, thank you so much,
All right.
man.
Good luck the rest of the day, guys. Appreciate it.
Yeah, man.
Awesome. Yeah, so that was Scott Higinbotham from Overdrive talking about the media offerings that they have for schools, electronic textbooks and professional development, novels, that type of stuff. So very cool. Overdrive.com.